I don't understand why we're just. Is it a lack of ideas? Are we just throwing balls into the box? What we're just crossing.
Arteta got carried away, man. Arteta got carried away by the praise. He got carried away by the praise. That's why when people, because I've seen some comments. Listen, mostly, obviously, people are supporting my fan camp from earlier or what I said in my fan camp, but yeah, you do see the weird comments that still, think the other way and will mention with the. Bro, this whole crossing the ball into the box stuff. Like, I'm tired of talking. Sorry, I know I cut you off to talk, but I'm tired of talking. Like, because you are right. Like, the fans' mentality, right? People will say, you cannot affect the team. But guess what? We have a new manager who's learning on the job. And guess what? He's human. He's not an alien. So as a human, he's going to have emotions. He's going to have a character, personality, right? We all do in some way, shape, or form, some more than others. But imagine all of us here and imagine you listening. You get a new job. You're in that job. You're being supported no end. The fans are fully behind you. You've done a good job in unifying with the fans, connecting them back with the club. And you're growing. You're 2-3 years in now. Super Mix Army, what we need and all of that stuff, right? And it continue. That will, as a human, that can have an effect on a lot of people. A lot of people can't put that aside and not let it affect their thinking or their belief in themselves and so on. So this whole dancing and singing and painting Jova and all of this stuff, it feeds into what we are seeing and have been seeing. The fans love it. It looks good. It's winning us games. He's still a young manager that's learning. So when the young manager that's learning that ain't won shit and is on 15 mil a year, second highest in the world, whilst, he's being asked in press conferences, what do you think of Jova's painting? Ha ha ha. It's nice. It's beautiful. Love, 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 joy. Shut up, man.
When was the last time you was in the Emirates and you heard the Super Mikel song?
Yeah, I couldn't have. I've been there, 3 times in the last three weeks?
I haven't heard it for a few games now. And the reason I believe that it's not there is because he has gone so far away from what we was doing last season and the season before. So far away from it. Why has he changed this completely possession based? Is that
he's got carried away, Lee? He's getting carried away with the praise. He has been. He's getting carried away by it. His ego has been massaged an awful lot over the years. For such a young man in a big role, it's going to have an effect on a human level. The defense is getting praised, so let's buy another left back and another goalkeeper and so on. It's working so well. Let's do set pieces and double down on it, because he doesn't care about the attack. Literally, the evidence is there. He hasn't cared enough about it.
He's got to care about it, Circus. I'm not having that. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't understand it, and I'm trying to stick up for him as so much as I can. But I look at it today and I just cannot stick up for anything that he done today. Like, I don't see what Jordan's right. Where's our 1-2 little intricate bits of play that we used to do and all that, and that's all gone. It's just side to side.
I think that it's not that Arteta doesn't care about the attack, but every manager has a blind spot or something that they don't maybe appreciate as much as everything. That's footballing philosophy, isn't it? That some people think certain things you should defend a certain way or you should do this and whatever. And the attack basically throughout his tenure has been pretty neglected, really. I mean, you look at the investment there. He's even said it himself. I was reading the quotes on a live stream yesterday. He's even said, we haven't done enough in that area. But then you look at him and you go, well, there's been money spent. So why hasn't there been done more in that area? It just doesn't. I think, and it's a point I've thought myself, but I'm also regurgitating something I heard on the Cannon podcast. But I think he thinks if the XG is in our favour and we control territory and we're in the final third a lot and we have a certain amount of shots, then the ball will go in the back of the net. It's got to, as long as we defend well enough. I think he plays the percentages. We talked about this before, which is why not having an elite goal scorer, and I'm saying goal scorer over striker because Salah is the elite goal scorer for Liverpool. Not having elite goal scorers and danger men in that front three is so strange. I can put up with slightly uglier football and slightly, less chance creation, if I knew that we didn't need a lot to put the ball in the back of the net, we seem to be at the complete wrong ends of everything, where we're a team that don't create very much, but we're not efficient at all. If you're not going to create much, you've got to be a really efficient side. If you're not an efficient side, like 2 years ago we weren't, but my word, we created chance after chance after chance after chance. We're at the complete opposite ends of both. And part of me is like, surely Mikel knows this. Surely. But I do think sometimes you can be so in the weeds in something and so inside because you know so many other things and you know the players personally and you work with them and you see what they do in training and you've seen the data and all this stuff, that it can just kind of take you away from what someone from a distance can see. I've got an analogy, right? This could sound like a crazy analogy. You ever had a friend who you're like, they need to break up with their girlfriend. This relationship's not okay. And they always tell you, no, like but this is good and that's good but there's it. And I'm like, I've got no doubt that they know way more about their relationship than I do. They've seen a million more things, and no doubt I don't know anything near as much as they do. But from the outside, it's very simple. Like, this is not right. You should end it. And lo and behold, it always ends. It's a crap analogy, but you get what I'm saying. Sometimes you be so in something and have so much
or James, is it just his talent? Is his talent ID for attackers just poor? Is it just that as simple as we have spent
the
though?
money? Yeah, he hasn't even got any wrong. If you know what I mean.
Great attackers come with big egos, and he's scared because he's got a big ego. That's what it is now. Big attackers come with big egos. So you can say he hasn't spent. He's chosen not to spend on it, and when he chose to spend a bit on it, it's Shy Havertz. That's what they used to call him there. The shy boy that needs a bit of confidence back. And he brought him in for 65.
And as a midfielder as well. And that's the thing. So for everyone who goes, and this is really important, people can go, well, that's a £65 million striker. No. He's ended up there, but that was not the plan. That wasn't what Arteta wanted to do. We could see it from the first 6 months. Jesus wasn't always fit then, and Jorginho was there. So don't tell me about Partey's injury. The plan was that Havertz was going to be the left 8. That was how Arteta wanted to approach things. So he doesn't count as an investment in the forward line. He just happens to be a player that can play there, and it wasn't working midfield, so he stuck him up there. And guess what? He did better. In fact, let's not. For January to May, fine, he was very good. I'll give him that. But that's 5 months in 18, of which I've largely been incredibly underwhelmed by this guy. And he wasn't a forward signing. It's a very neglected position. And sometimes I think, so I go back to my crap analogy. I think Arteta is so in the weeds in the data and all this stuff that, so I saw today that our XG over the last 2 games was 8 point something. Do any of you feel like we were worthy of 8 goals this week?